Assalamu alaikum, dear friends and students. I'm Engineer Javed and I am back with the session of geography today. Before starting our session, welcome to our YouTube channel Al-HABIB GPMS Gund Jahangir. Subscribe our channel and don't forget to click on the bell icon so to receive notification in future when we upload any video. Start our session today. We have chosen the basics of geography part 3. Basics of Geography Part 3. In this session, we will learn about the time zone and regional geography. First, we will start from the time zone and regions in geography. After that, in last, we will learn regions in the geography, world geography. So, let us start with the time zone today. Universal time, Coordinated Universal Time (UTC), Greenwich Mean Time (GMT), or Zulu Time (Z). All four terms can be defined as local time at 0 degrees longitude, which is the prime meridian location of Greenwich, England. This is the same time under which many military operations, international radio broadcasts, and air traffic control systems operate worldwide. UTC is set in 0 to 24-hour time periods as opposed to 2 12-hour time periods AM and PM. This is 2 12-hour. That means it is the set of 24. The first 12 hour is the day and the second one is night. Or we can say the first half is AM and the second half is PM. The designations of AM and PM are relative to the central meridian. AM refers to ante-meridium or before noon, and PM refers to post-meridium or afternoon. As UT, UTC, GMT, and Z all refer to the same 24-hour time system that assists in unifying a common time in regard to global operations. For example, all air flights used the 24-hour time system, so the pilots can coordinate flights across time zone and around the world. The Earth rotates on its axis once every 24 hours at the rate of 15 degrees per hour. That is 15 into 24 is equal to 360. Time zones are established roughly every 15 degrees longitude so that local time corresponds to similar hours of day and night. With this system, the sun is generally overhead at noon in every time zone that follows the 15-degree wide system. The continental United States has four main time zones. Four main time zones in the continental United States and their central meridians are as under, just shown in the figure. United States of America time zone and the central meridian. Kindly check. Let's go forward. Major time zones of the world. These are the major time zones of the world, standard time zones of the world. You can see the map, the picture shown. It shows the standard time zones of the world. The 24-hour time zones are based on the prime meridian in regard to Universal Coordinated Time (UTC) or Greenwich Meridian Time or Zulu Time, which all operate on the 24-hour time clock. Local time zones are either plus or minus determined by the distance from the prime meridian. The Eastern Standard Time Zone is 5 hours earlier than the time at the prime meridian UTC because it is about 75 degrees west of 0 degrees. That is 5 into 15 is equal to 75. For example, if it is noon in London, then it is 7 a.m. in New York. Or if it is 1 p.m. in New York, it is 10 a.m. in San Francisco, which is 3 time zones to the west. Since there are 24 hours in a day, there are 24 time zones on Earth. Each time zone is 15-degree wide. A problem with the 15-degree time zones is that the zones do not necessarily follow state, regional, or local boundaries. The result is that time zones are seldom exactly 15 degrees wide and usually have varied boundary lines. In the United States, the boundaries between the different time zones are inconsistent with the lines of longitude. In some cases, time zones zigzag to follow straight lines or to keep cities within a single time zone. Other countries address the problem differently. China, for example, is as large in land area of the United States, yet operates on only one time zone for the entire country. Now we are going to the regions in geography. Before starting our regions in geography, we will give the brief description about the regions. A region is a basic unit of study in geography, a unit of space characterized by a feature such as a common government, language, political situation, or landform. A region can be a formal country governed by political boundaries, such as France or Canada. A region can be defined by a landform, such as the drainage basin of all the water that flows into the Mississippi River, and a region can even be defined by the area served by a shopping mall. Cultural regions can be defined by similarities in human activities, traditions, or cultural attributes. Geographers use the regional unit to map features of particular interest, and data can be compared between regions to help understand trends, identify patterns, or assist in explaining a particular phenomenon. Regions are traditionally defined by internal characteristics that provide a sense of place. Their boundaries vary with the type of region, whether it is informal, functional, or vernacular. Each type has its own meaning and defined purpose. A formal region has a governmental, administrative, or political boundary and can have political as well as geographic boundaries that are not open to dispute or debate. Formal boundaries can separate states, provinces, or countries from one another. Physical regions can be included within formal boundaries, such as Rocky Mountains or New England. An official boundary, such as the boundary of a national park, can be considered a formal boundary. School districts, cities, and county governments have formal boundaries. Natural, physical, geographic features have a huge influence on where political recognize that many political boundaries are natural features such as rivers, mountains, mountain ranges, and large lakes. For example, between the United States and Mexico, the Rio Grande makes up a portion of the border. Likewise, between Canada and the United States, a major part of the eastern border is along the St. Lawrence Seaway and the Great Lakes. Alpine mountain range in Europe create borders such as the boundary between Switzerland and Italy. While geographic features can serve as convenient formal boundaries, political disputes will often flare up in adjacent areas, particularly if valuable natural or cultural resources are found within the geographical features. Oil drilling near the coast of a sovereign country, for example, can cause a dispute between countries about which one has dominion over the oil resources. The exploitation of offshore fisheries can also be disputed. A Neolithic mummy of a man who died in 3300, which means 3300 BCE, caused tension between Italy and Switzerland. The body was originally taken to Innsbruck, Switzerland, but when it was determined that the body was found about 90 meters 180 feet inside the border of Italy, Italian officials laid claim to the body. Functional regions have boundaries related to a practical function within a given area. When the function of an area ends, the functional region ends and its boundaries cease to exist. For example, a functional region can be defined by a newspaper service or delivery area. If the newspaper goes bankrupt, the functional region no longer exists. Church, parishes, shopping malls, and business services area areas are other examples of functional regions. They function to serve a region and may have established boundaries for limits of the area to which they will provide service. An example of common service area that is a functional region is a region to which a local pizza shop will deliver. Vernacular regions have loosely defined boundaries based on people's perceptions or thoughts. Vernacular regions can be fluid, that is, different people may have different opinions about the limits of the regions. Vernacular regions include concepts such as the region called the Middle East. Many people have a rough idea of the Middle East's location but do not know precisely which countries make up the Middle East. Also, in the United States, the terms Midwest or South have many variations. Each individual might have a different idea about the location of the boundaries of the South or the Midwest. Whether the state of Kentucky belongs to the Midwest or in the South might be a matter of individual perception. Similarly, various regions of the United States have been referred to as the Rust Belt, Sun Belt, or Bible Belt. Without a clear definition of their boundaries, the limit of a vernacular area is more a matter of perception than of any formally agreed upon criteria. Nevertheless, the most people would recognize the general area being discussed when using one of the vernacular terms in a conversation. World regional geography. Let us start the world regional geography. World regional geography studies various world regions as they compare with the rest of the world. Factors for comparison include the both physical and the cultural landscape as defined in the part 1. The main questions are who lives there? What are their lives like? What do they do for a living? Physical factors of significance can include location, climate, type, and terrain. Human factors include cultural tradition, ethnicity, language, religion, economics, and politics. World regional geography focuses on regions of various sizes across the Earth's landscape and aspires to understand the unique character of regions in terms of their natural and cultural attributes. Spatial studies can play an important role in the regional geography. The scientific approach can focus on the distribution of cultural and natural phenomena within regions as delim- delimited by various natural and cultural factors. The focus is on the spatial relationships within any field of study, such as regional economics, resource management, regional planning, and landscape ecology. Again, this book takes a regional approach with a focus on themes that illustrate the globalization process, which in turn helps us better understand our global community. The region studied in world regional geography can be combined into larger portions called rims. Rims are large areas of the planet, usually with multiple regions that share the same general geographic location. Regions are cohesive areas within each rim. The following 11 rims are outlined in this text are just shown in the figure. Next, major world rims. This is the picture which shows the major realms of the world. For example, On the first one, there is Europe, second, Russia, USA and Canada, Middle America, South America, North Africa and Southwest Asia, Sub-Saharan Africa, South Asia, East Asia, Southeast Asia, Australia and Pacific. These are the 11 major rims of the world, which contains the first one, Europe, Eastern Europe and Western Europe, the Russian rim, that is Russian Republic of the former South Union, North America, United States of America and Canada, Middle America, Caribbean, Mexico, Central America, fifth one is South America, sixth one is North Africa, the Middle East and the Central Asia, Sub-Saharan Africa, Africa south of the Sahara Desert, that is on the seventh. Eighth position, that there is Southern Asia, India and its neighbors, which means the subcontinent, Indian subcontinent. Eastern Asia on the ninth point position, that consists of China, Mongolia, Japan, and the Koreas, North Korea and South Korea. On the 10th, Southeast Asia, that is the mainland region and the island regions of the Asia. And on the last, on the 11th, Australia and the Pacific. It includes New Zealand also. So it was today's session of Geography Part 3. Thank you for watching our session. This session was prepared and designed by the engineer Javed Hura, smart class trainer for AL-HABIB GPMS Gund Jahangir and welcome coaching classes Gund Jahangir. Again, thanks. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.